Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Amazon Delivery Service Partners are hiring full-time delivery drivers to meet growing customer demand. Receive compensation of at least $20 per hour at select stations, plus benefits, and a sign-on bonus of $1,000 from participating DSPs if you apply now. No delivery experience required. Must be 21 years or older. Terms apply. Apply today at amazon.com/driver. That's amazon.com/driver.
Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. She tells him she's in church, but she doesn't go. Still she's on her knees, and Scotty doesn't know.
I know, right? I'm the worst.
You are, and you know what? And it's not just because your kids tell you that every day. It's just because you are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I taught my kids to speak the truth. And so when they say, Dad, I hate you and you're a despicable human being, it's like, I don't get mad. I get a little proud that they're honest.
But honestly, those weren't the exact words. It was more like you're a piece of shit, fat mother, dad.
Can I tell you the most embarrassing, it used to be a compliment and then it turned into something embarrassing story. So all throughout high school and even a little bit after high school, I looked a lot like Matt Damon. People used to call me Matt Damon. It was kind of a thing I'd use to pick up chicks and stuff like that. Like I really did. I looked like Matt Damon. I was in better shape. I was in all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Well, I met some people, this is about 5 years ago, that I had not seen in maybe 12 years, 15 years, something like that. And I saw them and I ran into them at a little party thing and we were talking to them and the subject of how I used to look like Matt Damon came up. And one of them said, well, we're all getting a little older and we have dad bods now. You're more like Fat Damon. And they said this in front of a lot of people. And I got to say, that was incredible. It was really funny. I mean, it was really well done. I still laughed, but it was one of those, oh my God, that's actually really embarrassing.
Oh, man.
So I'm no longer Matt Damon. I'm now Fat Damon.
Oh, well, that's how we're going to start the show. This is We Should Be Better at This.
You know what's the worst part? Hold on. Before you even say your name, okay. The worst part that just hit me is I know what the title of this episode is going to be now.
Fat Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably come up with another name down the road, but Fat Damon's definitely going across. That's Fat Damon across the microphone with me. I am Chris Donovan, and this is We Should Be Better at This. Go to thisisfutter.com and look at all the other stuff that Fat Damon does up there.
I immediately regret telling that story.
I can tell you how my nickname happened in high school if you want.
Please tell me that you were known as Ben Affleck, and then you got, like, it changed to Ben Alcoholic Fleck or something like that.
Oh, no. Bent Affleck.
That would have been perfect. Yeah. Bent
Yeah. That one didn't fly very well with me. I got mad.
Yeah. How did you get your nickname in high school? How did they come up with the name Anal Ram Job? What they called you.
Really?
Yeah, that's
what they called me?
Ram Job.
That was just our pet names for each other.
Well, I mean, they called you Ramrod for short, but I mean, we all knew what it stood for.
All right. Isn't that from Super Troopers?
Super Troopers.
True Team Ramrod.
It was the only thing I could think of at the time. But all right, so tell me your high school.
Okay, so my brother was a douchebag, still is. He got made fun of in school. They called him Ripper because his underwear was ripped or something like that. I don't know the whole story exactly, but I was called Rip Jr. And then my sister was called Riplet.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah. So see, they're not very original names, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, like you didn't have your own identity. You were just the junior of your brother.
Yeah. Oh. We were in his shadow because we were 3 years back to back. We were when he was a senior and my sister was a junior and I was a sophomore. So we had 2 years where we were all in the school together. And
wow.
And it took me punching some dude in the face for it to stop. I was walking through the gym. I think I was at some junior varsity basketball game. I think it was my sophomore year. And it was the head coach's son who was, I want to say a freshman or eighth grader. And he's like, hey, what's up, Rip Jr.? And I just in stride, right fist, right to the fucking cheek. And
that was the
I
day
didn't even stop walking.
Yeah, you just walked by.
I just kept going. I walked out to my car, got in, turned it on, and drove away. And everybody like, but it was like a Friday night, so I didn't see anybody for 2 days. So on Monday, they're like, "Why'd you punch him?" I go, "Ask him why I punched him." Oh, okay. Nobody called me Rip Jr. anymore.
And it was from that day forward that you were known as Fist Face.
No, Lottie.
Lottie. That sounds like a chick's name. I mean, I would have gone back to Rip Jr.
Lottie, a Dottie, we likes to potty.
No, I think Rip Jr., you should have just been, every time someone called you that, just unload a huge fart. And they go, yeah, that's why they call me Rip.
No, that would work in my house, though, with my kid. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be called that anymore. I don't want to be called that anymore. That one's gone now, okay? Fat Damon.
I know. I got to admit, that was a really good line, but it cut me. I was like, oh, God.
That's what we'll be for Halloween. You'll be Fat Damon. I'll be Bent Affleck.
Bent.
It's like he'll have a hunchback or something.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I want to talk about something that I wanted to get your take on. And this is the story.
Take on
the
me.
story.
Take on the story.
I want to get your input on the crazy saga that is Lady Gaga's dogs.
The crazy saga of Lady Gaga.
Can you please explain it to me so it makes sense? Because the only thing I understood about the story was that more reporting was done on the dogs, the names of the dogs and what they look like, than the guy who got shot in the chest.
Yes.
Which I found really odd. But maybe you could explain to me the mystery of Lady Gaga's dogs.
Well, there's a conspiracy behind it all, which I don't know if you've heard about it or not, but she did sing at Biden's inauguration. So the conspiracy is that they targeted her and took her dogs because it's Civil War 2.0. Is that what we're calling it?
Why her dogs? Like that doesn't. I mean, I guess it. Yeah,
because she doesn't have kids.
But they. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is how this doesn't make sense to me. You and I are dog thieves.
Thieves?
You and I are dog thieves. Dog nappers.
Okay. We're stealing dogs now.
Puppy
pound puppies.
Pound puppies.
Oh,
we like to
pound puppies. Wait. No.
No. We are pup predators.
We are canine thieves.
Okay, canine thieves. We're canine thieves. You and I. We're gonna go out. We have this elaborate plan to steal a dog. Okay.
Yay.
Why, under any circumstance, would you need a loaded weapon, especially in California, where that takes it from a misdemeanor? If you kidnap a dog and then later gave it back, you'd probably get a slap on the wrist, 30 days in jail, something like that. The minute you use a gun, even showing a gun, that now upgrades it to a Class B felony, which means you get at a bare minimum a year in jail, and that's just for flashing a gun. But now they fire a gun into a person's chest. Now that's attempted murder. Now you're looking at almost 20 years, but it's California, so it'll be out in 30 days. But you're looking at like 20 years. Why? You don't need it to steal a dog. So that's why I kind of don't buy that concept, because it's like, I think it has something to do with the dog walker person.
Oh, you think the dog walker was like yelling at someone like, "Hey, move your car, you jackass!" He's like, "I know you." And you shot him.
Stealing the dogs was just like a side thing, like, hey, maybe we could get some money for this dog. But why would you shoot a person in the chest to steal a dog? Like that's the part that doesn't make sense to me.
Because it's fun.
Well, like, geez, that's extreme.
I mean, if maybe he thinks it's fun, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I don't like dogs. I'd rather shoot the dog. Oh, that was a really bad thing to say.
Oh, wow, that's actually really horrible. Well,
no,
do you think, because there's the other conspiracy theory out there, that the guy was in on it, but they didn't mean to shoot him in the chest. They were supposed to like graze him, and it was one of those, hey, yeah, steal the dogs, we can get them. Because the only thing I looked into is they said that, you could get, for a normal French bulldog, and these mixes they had, that you could easily get $1,500 to $2,000 for the dog for.
Like, but easily. The one branded by Lady Gaga.
Well, that's the thing. So a normal dog, you can get $2,000-$3,000 for. Lady Gaga's dogs, they're thinking, okay, maybe these dogs were worth, 20, 30, 40 grand each. And if you held it for ransom, maybe even more than that, 100,000, 150,000.
How would that work? Ransom, by the way, how would that work?
Hey, we'll give you the puppies back. We'll leave them in a like a suitcase, like a dog carrier on the corner.
Okay, cool. Prove to me they're alive. I want to talk to them. That was you. Prove to me they're alive.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're French bulldogs. Le Wolf.
I'm like, how do you go put them on the phone so I know they're not dead?
I bet you could snap like a photo, like snap a photo of the dog and send it or something,
Post it
or
online.
post it online, like to an anonymous site or something. I mean, there's ways, but the point is I get the concept of why someone would want to steal Lady Gaga's dogs. I just don't get why a gun is involved. The other thing that made the story weird is that in the story I read, Lady Gaga's longtime dog walker, okay,
Mhm.
longtime dog walker, and I'm looking at his age, and he's like in his 40s. Dude, if
Whoa.
you're still walking dogs as that's your career in your 40s, you're not a winner, and you're probably not gonna be a winner. So could it be conceivable that he's like, listen, we could stage this dog napping, we'll get like 300 or 400 grand out of it.
Yeah.
The dogs won't get harmed, no one's gonna get hurt, but you got to make it look like I struggled. And then he had partners that turned on him and said, hey, yeah, this is a great idea, except for we're going to take you out because we don't want you squealing. And then that's why they shot him. Like, I think this is more of an inside job.
You know what? That could have been it. It was like the Joker planned it all. It's like, oh, you killed the
Mm.
bus driver. But the one thing that I thought of, and this is really twisted in my head, but the one thing that came to mind when I heard Lady Gaga's dogs got stolen
Mhm.
was, okay, she's wearing some pretty outrageous shit. She had a Kermit the Frog dress. She had a meat dress. I was like, is she raising them to like skin them? Like, is she needed making a new dress out of dogs or something?
Is Lady Gaga Mr. Burns and
Cruella
making
DeVille.
making the puppet see my vest, see my
Oh,
vest. So
made
anyways, I
from
thought that
real
was a
gorilla chest.
just yeah. I thought that was just such a crazy story.
It is. It's gnarly. You know what sucks is that it was on TV more about than anything else. Like it was like, oh my god, Lady Gaga's dogs were stolen. Great. Not Lady Gaga's dog walker was shot in the chest and dogs are missing.
Yeah, dogs were also kidnapped. I mean,
Yeah.
that should have been like the afterthought of the story. But I mean, I watched one news report where the guy went on and on about the type of breed and the names. He got down to the names of the dogs, and they were showing stock footage of the dogs playing and all that. And at the end, he goes, and the dog walker was shot 4 times and survived, and then they moved on in the story. It's
Yeah.
like that should be the lead.
Yeah, they buried the lead on that for sure. That's the dumbest thing they could have done. I don't know. Did she get the dogs back? What happened? I haven't heard the outcome.
They're recovered safely, but I don't
Okay.
see any other signs about it. But it says recovered safety. But see, here's the thing: why my conspiracy theory makes sense, at least for me, is what did she immediately do? She put up a cash reward for the
Yeah.
dogs, and it even said no questions asked. And I think it was like $300,000 or something like that. Like it was
It was a
significant
lot.
sum.
I want to say it was like 500K.
Right. And so that maybe
Yeah.
that's why, if you're the longtime dog walker and you're in your 40s,
Oh, he
I mean, can you
planted
imagine?
it.
You know what I mean? Like he's like, hey, let's get these dogs stolen. He arranges it with some bad dudes, and the bad dudes turn on him.
But then he's like, not even that. Just think about it. Like he planted it. He was like, hey, how are you? Yeah, Lady Gaga, how are you? What do you think? Mrs. Gaga, how are you? Yeah, no, I'm gonna take your dogs out for a walk. Okay, cool. Yeah. What would you ever do if you lost your dogs? Would you put a reward out?
Like bringing it up in
Yeah,
casual conversation.
like,
Hey,
'cause I
I heard
would.
of this weird story in Norway where some like where Bjork's pet snake was kidnapped. If that ever happened to you, I mean, you would totally pay, right? Like you would. Oh, you would. Well, I mean, approximately how much would you pay?
It would be at least
Is
6 figures.
is that per dog or for the overall
Totally.
pound puppy? Yeah, like.
He was setting it up hardcore, and then he got shot, and he was like, well, that wasn't worth it.
And now he can't say anything. Here's the thing. He can't turn anyone in because then that would be admitting that he's in on it. So he has to keep playing it up as I'm the hero and I was just trying to protect those puppies, which maybe will work out for him because Gaga will be like, you took gunshots for my dogs.
Oh, and I'm gonna kill him in a week and skin him and make him into a hat.
Hopefully none of your human blood got all over those beautiful coats
Right.
that I'm going to turn into shoes.
Don't bleed on my puppies.
In other celebrity news, that
Oh,
didn't
God.
involve gunshots.
It-
Tiger Woods decided to drive off the end of a cliff.
Yeah, on like literally, I think on purpose. It kind
Yeah.
of seems like he did it on purpose.
Well, he seems to get into car accidents. Now, this one was not caused by his wife throwing golf clubs at his head because he's been sleeping with everything with 2 legs. It was because he was driving. I know the stretch of road. This is in Pacific Palisades.
Yeah.
And I know the stretch of road. I know exactly where he went off. And it's a kind of a windy, dangerous road. And in fact, there's signs that say slow down, dangerous curves kind of a thing. And it sounds to me like, he's a guy that's a little reckless, little kind of driving a little out of control. And I think he just went off the damn edge. But man, when I first heard that his leg, he's like went under immediate surgery for his legs, I thought, well, is this something that he comes back and tries to play and it's like a heartwarming story? Or does he just say, screw it, I have like $300 million in the bank and I'm famous and I have sponsored,
Oh, you think he's still a millionaire? God, no, he's a billionaire, dude. That guy is like Scrooge McDuck. He's got a vault somewhere full of coins that he swims in. Now he just has to do it with one leg instead of two.
Yeah, he just goes in a circle.
Yeah, he just goes in a circle. Well,
he's only kicking with one leg.
It's kind of what you do with golf. You always end up back at the clubhouse.
Well, but your money's not always liquid. But I mean, I bet you like in the bank, that guy probably has 300 million, and then he probably has another 200 million in like investments. And then he probably has 500 million in property. I mean, he owns golf courses and stuff, and that's
Nike
like property. Yeah, Nike pays him $1 gazillion a year. So do you think he's like, okay, I'm going to go through all this rehab, make this comeback because it'll be this heartwarming story, and I'll be like the hero and all that kind of stuff, and make an appearance and try and go for it? Or does he be like, I'm sore, my back hurts, my legs hurt, and I'm sitting on $1 gazillion. I could just go bang supermodels for the next 30 years.
Well, I think he comes back and plays one season, but doesn't do that great because he's hurt. I don't think he's looking at it like, oh, I'm going to come back, it's going to be a great story. I think he's just too prideful. He's kind of a douchebag sometimes, but he's a smart guy. But he's just like one of those elite athletes. Like, I'm not done yet, so I'm not going to be done yet, kind of thing. Like, so I'm going to go do it, and it's not going to be a great comeback. It's just going to be me doing what I do. But I think he's going to be huge in the broadcast world. I think he's going to be like, as soon as he's done or retires or whatever, he'll be sitting up there talking to the other guy about everything.
You bring up the broadcast career because I agree with you. He would be perfect. But let me ask you from another perspective. Do you think if you're a celebrity or you're any person of note, like, and you have even any level of celebrity, why would you put yourself out there like that? Because now you get canceled for stuff you said 17 years ago and whatever. And do you really want to be on the air and just have hours and hours and hours and just waiting for you to say something? You know what I mean? Like all you are, there's no way of winning. You could only lose. At some point, every announcer says something or does something and they all get called out for it or whatever. And do you think if you're a celebrity, wouldn't you just be like, I'm not going to have social media. I'm not going to make comments on TV. I'm not going to say anything to TMZ. I am going to be reclusive. You're never going to see me. I'm just going to enjoy my money.
Yeah, no, I'd have somebody hired doing all the social media. I wouldn't even go on there unless I wanted to mess around with something. And then I would probably go do it just because I'm me. And honestly, with all our millions of listeners of this podcast, I've said some really bad things. So there's plenty of material for me to already get in trouble.
Yeah, we've said horrible things. I mean, but that's kind of my point is if you're anyone of any note nowadays, first thing people do is go by and scrub your social media for stuff.
Oh yeah, to try to blackmail you and steal your dogs.
Right, exactly. And then your dog walker sets you up and just to try and make some extra money because he's 40 and he's probably divorced and his kid thinks he's a loser.
I know his kid calls him Fat Damon.
Can you imagine being that disrespectful by calling someone that? That's just obscene.
I can't even imagine. Do your daughters know that you were called that?
God, no. Because
oh my God, that's gotta happen.
I don't want to give them that ammunition.
Oh my God, that's gotta happen. I'm gonna have them come on the show one day.
There's gonna be an unmarked envelope arrives addressed to my daughters.
To females in the house only.
It's just gonna say and it's going to have my picture and you're just dropping that hint. You're getting that imprint. It's imprinted. That way they think they came up with it. Like you're over the course of time, you're slightly brainwashing them to the point where I give up to give the speech at their wedding and they go, and now to speak at the wedding, Fat Damon. I mean, Dad, damn it.
Yeah. I think that's exactly how it's going to go. But
there's a Fat Damon.
But then it gets better because then they feel bad for you after a little while because you don't really want to hear it. And then they're like, oh, we're sad for him. And then I kidnap you and I make a ransom, make them pay me off to get you back.
How much do you think my family would pay to get me back?
Probably like a value meal from Del Taco.
Yeah, except for we don't have Del Taco out here. So it'd be Taco Bueno, which is the Del Taco of Texas.
Is it Bueno?
So it's Bueno.
Do you have Taco Time out there?
No.
Oh, I like Taco Time.
Oh, hey, I heard something while listening to one of your other podcasts called Converse with Us.
Oh, shit.
Something super cool. Well, first of all, I heard that you eat tofu, which I lose all respect for you now. But I heard that
I've eaten
Julene
worse
is,
things.
yeah, I heard like ass. I heard that Julene is going to Africa.
Yeah, she is. She's gonna go
That's
to Africa.
insane.
Yeah, no.
How do you feel about that? Like I mean, super proud, obviously, but I mean, like I heard Evelyn had some trepidation about it, and she was nervous. I would be freaked out about my kid going. Even if my kid was like 24, I would still be like, oh, I'm super nervous. I'm gonna fly with you.
Well, what the funny thing is, Evelyn's like, I got to go with her, and I'm like, oh, if you ask her who she wants to go, she's gonna pick me over you, woman. And of course she did. But when what happened was she had asked her papa to go with her, and he said sure, but got to bring grandma too, so now that's going to be 3 of them going, so that helped Evelyn a lot. But for me, right out of the gate, I think it's different for you and Evelyn than it is for me, because I moved a lot as a kid and I never lived in one spot for a very long time, even if it was just different counties in Southern California. I moved a lot. So I moved to California, for Christ's sake, from Washington. So my first reaction was, go for it, do it. You're young, you're only young once. Go out there and have it, do it. I mean, we'll help you as much as we can and be safe. But I've also traveled with her a lot. We've gone to New York together. We've driven cross country to Florida together. We've driven up to Washington a couple times, as between families and her and I and stuff. So I know she can travel. I know she knows what she's doing. She's just like that girl that doesn't want to do it.
Another country, another continent, another time zone, another hemisphere, I mean, like there's a difference between I went to New York and I went to Zimbabwe. Like,
of course.
There's a pretty major difference. First of all, there is a McDonald's in both, but
that is true.
Well,
what?
I would just be nervous about it. I mean, man, especially being, I think a woman traveling is a little bit scarier.
You want to know what I'm more worried about? I'm more worried about her and her grandma going, and like her grandma going, because like, what if they don't travel well? And what if it's 18 hours? It's like where Julene's like younger and stuff, and she can handle it. I'm not saying they can't handle it.
You have to get a ton of shots too, by the way. If
I have no idea.
You do. You have to get like, over the course like 3 months or something like that, you have to get like a series of like 5 or 6 shots for different things before you go.
I'm sure that's just
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
your doctor taking sexual advantage of you. That's all it is, Eric.
I know. I don't understand why he has to put me asleep for it. And I wake up and my clothes are wrinkled.
And it's weird how you started your prostate exams when you were 25 too. That was really odd.
Well, you didn't? I was told that 25 is when men had to get it, and they're supposed to get it every 3 months.
Yeah, and that wasn't even counting the times you went to his house and he checked you.
I did think it was odd that he made house calls to do it, and I also think it's more odd that he didn't even like own a stethoscope.
No, did he ever wear pants around you?
Well, he just said it's like for to make me feel more comfortable because just to put me in the right frame of mind. And listen, is there a massage that happens beforehand? Well, of course, there's a massage that happens beforehand. I mean, listen, I pay. I'm going to get what I pay for. But yeah. Hey,
what happened?
What happened was. So the other big news story besides Tiger Woods losing his legs and Lady Gaga's dogs and your daughter going to Africa.
Africa, man.
The great state of Texas, the Republic of Texas, as they like to say out here.
Okay.
Has just the governor came out and said, I'm ending the mask mandate and all businesses can open up as they see fit. Of course, the country went crazy and felt that they need to chime in on that because it's
even
funny
your best friend did.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom, the guy I hate pretty much all day long, every day. But what I don't get is, guess what, everybody? If you want to wear a mask, you could still wear a mask. And by the way, if you're a business, you could still say mask. It's just saying that there's no mandate, meaning it's not requirement. Guess what? My daughters, both of them said, hey, Dad, I kind of still want to wear my mask. Cool. And that was the end of it. That was it. That was done. They said they want to wear a mask. They wear a mask. If we were going to a place that said mask still required, we still wear a mask. it just means that your business that you're barely holding on to can open up.
Yeah,
and
your restaurant.
It means that your restaurant doesn't have to be at 50% capacity. It's like,
Kids
go
can
ahead
go
and
back
bring
to
them in.
school, and
Kids,
your kids are already in school.
Yeah, they already are. But the point is it just. But it's funny how everyone freaks out. What I thought was really funny is the president commented and said, "Oh, this is Neanderthal thinking, and I can't believe you would do this." The very same day,
Biden said that.
Biden said that. The very same day that he said that, the U.S. government released, I think it was over 500 people who had just crossed the border, where they had tested positive for COVID. But because they're not arresting people who cross the border right now, they let them loose in Brownsville, Texas. So on the same day that we're being lectured about how it's irresponsible, the mask thing and all that, they're letting loose people who have tested positive into the population. Like, I don't know. I kind of think that's a little worse than masks, but of course, everyone in California flipped out, and
not everyone. Come on, give me the benefit of the doubt.
You're all hippies.
Well, I'm not a hippie.
Your parents are hippies.
Yeah, that's true. They are.
Therefore, you're at least half hippie.
Well, I guess if you're doing your math that way, that's why you're still selling booze.
But what do you think? I mean,
I don't care. I really don't care. I think that, like, it's I'm pro-choice. You know, if you have a business and you don't want people in there without wearing masks, then put a sign out front. If somebody comes in, just ask them nicely. Now, if you're in a grocery store, if you work at a grocery store and there's no mask mandate and it's a public grocery store, you can't say anything. You just got to avoid the person if you think that you're going to get COVID.
Right.
Other than that, just like,
isn't it just giving everyone personal responsibility? I mean, isn't that
which is nothing that we should ever do, because most people are freaking idiots. Like, let's be honest.
But it's funny that the same group of people that are, quote, pro-choice and a woman's body is her own decision, apparently, unless you want to make a decision to not wear a mask, then all of a sudden the government gets to tell you what to do. I do find that kind of comical, but I don't know. When has the government ever done anything well? So why, like, by the way, and whether you're Republican, Democrat, I don't care. Like, government in general usually screws things up and doesn't do things very well.
It's true.
But yet we're all going to sit back and go, Mr. Government, sir, Mr. King Government, can I please operate my business? No, you cannot. Mr. Government, can I educate my children? No, you may not. Like, why are we waiting for their permission? F them.
Yeah, no, well, I can tell you right now,
business and give them the finger.
Most of the restaurants in Southern California, minus the large chains, are open. They're just separating people a little bit farther away. Now the bigger chains are starting to open back up, but like a month or so ago, when they said close back down, all the small businesses, all the small restaurants were like, screw you.
No, yeah, exactly. And that's what they should have been saying. And like I said, I'm all for, if you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. If you're a business and say, hey, we kind of feel more comfortable with people, like Alamo Drafthouse came out and said, hey, no matter what the governor says, we're still going to be requiring masks. Cool.
Yeah, but
if I went to Alamo Drafthouse, I would say, okay.
They're looking to be sold off in their bankruptcy right now.
I know, and I actually still have over $100 in gift certificates to Alamo Drafthouse because we got them for Christmas of 2019, and then we didn't use them for the first few months of 2020, and then COVID hit and everything shut down. And I have all these. I actually probably have close to $200 in gift cards to Alamo Drafthouse. That it's like, I kind of want to go use them.
Yeah, no, I'd totally go. The cool thing about the theater up here, which is similar to the Alamo Drafthouse, except they don't serve you in there, is that it's recliners and you get your own little table, but they're renting out the entire theater for $99. So we went and watched Dark Knight last Saturday.
Is that where you watched Dark Knight? I thought you were watching it at home. So you watched it in the theater?
We went to a theater, because in 2 weeks before that, for my daughter's birthday, we went and watched Hamilton in there for $99. There's like 15 of us. So we just go in there. They serve beer. We go up and get a beer. They serve some popcorn. Only like 2-3 people working tops because there's only like 2 or 3 theaters being rented.
Yeah.
But man, it was so cool. So I'm like, okay, what movie do I want to watch now? Maybe I'll break the record again.
That's a great idea. You know, my daughter's birthdays are coming up and we're trying to figure out things to do and stuff like that. That actually would be kind of a cool idea. Have my daughter Audrey maybe invite a bunch of friends to a theater that I paid for and they watch Hamilton.
Yeah, it was dope. We're watching Hamilton in there on the big screen. It was really cool.
But you could probably do that in California because everything was closed, and so they're
you can
out
still
here
do
with everything open. I think they might be like, you can't buy the whole theater unless you want to buy 500 tickets.
No, you just got to do it like during the day when they don't have all theaters running. That's what you got to do. But you do it, I guarantee that'd be awesome. You should also do it Well,
and
maybe
just
not
show
you, but
hardcore midget porn.
no. I wasn't gonna go that
And
far.
invite people there like it's a fundraiser, like like save
Raise that money
the
for Tiger Woods'
forest.
leg.
Yeah, exactly. Save the forest fundraiser, and they get there, and it's just. And
Nothing.
I lock the doors like they do in Inglourious Bastards, where they lock the Nazis in the theater. And I just I walk out, and I chain the doors up, and I put the pipe in. I go, enjoy it, Nazis. And I just play just hardcore midget, like masochist porn, like the kind where they beat each other, they fight first.
I figured you could just watch like Gone with the Wind or something, since you're an old person.
Yeah, I mean, well, I actually don't like Gone with the Wind. Believe it
I
or
figured
not,
you didn't, but I'm sure there's another movie that I don't know exists that you would rather watch in the theater. Probably black and white.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh, Charlie Chaplin's Limelight, one of his classics that no one ever watches.
Wait,
it wasn't one of his big hits, and it's like one of my favorite movies. Yeah.
Is there speaking in that movie?
Yes, there is, and it's him saying farewell. It's like his goodbye movie.
So he says something.
The whole movie is talking, and it is in black and white, but the whole movie's talking. But he plays a comedic actor that used to be famous and now is at the end of his line and is forgotten, and he's worried that the world's going to forget him when he dies. And it's like very melancholy and sad, and it's like one of my favorite movies.
Did he die before the movie was done filming?
No.
That would have been better.
He lived until the 1980s.
Wow, that was like 30 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at you do math.
I know. Quick question for you.
Yeah.
When are you getting divorced?
Probably never. I got this lady locked down.
Yeah, she's just tired of going out there. She doesn't go anywhere else. She has two kids to take
care
of already.
Though, it would involve like she'd have to put on a bunch of makeup and go find another man. So I mean, really, I've made her settle. I think.
Is she working out there?
Yeah, she's working it.
Strip club
on the street corner. What?
Well,
no,
I mean, she did run after you.
Yeah, she did. No, she works at the school. She's like a teacher's aide. She helps teach the kids in the classrooms.
Oh, helps the teachers, you mean, in the teacher's lounge, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, I got a free period, if you know what I mean. No, that's cool.
Hey, you know what I do? I do have an SMRT story though.
Okay.
You ready? Let's do it.
I am too smart. SMRT. I mean SMART.
I saw this story and I just immediately thought we got to do it as an SMRT just because it made me laugh. This comes all the way from the UK. That's how they talk out there, the UK.
Okay.
It says, here's the headline.
Oh, God.
Dad slammed for trying to change son's date of birth by claiming he has the authority.
Okay.
That kind of reeks, just the headline, it reeks of like the dad. He's got to be a first-time dad. This has got to be a first-time dad. And said, no, I have the authority. It's got to be a mansplaining.
Man-child, too. Like somebody that's like early 20s, mid-20s that thinks they are just, they get everything they ever want because...
It's got to be, right? Okay, so here we go. A dad has been slammed after he lashed out in vitriol. Wow, I love how these UK people write. At a nurse who did not allow him to change his son's date of birth on the newborn's official birth certificate. I love the word lashed out. It's a very great phrase. And he lashed out with vitriol, which means he probably was using foul language.
Vitriol means foul language?
Vitriol just means there's anger behind your voice. Like if you go up to the McDonald's and you say, hey, you got my order wrong, can you please fix it? That's not vitriol. But if you say, you fucking bitch fucked up my order, that's vitriol.
Why couldn't they just say he came in cussing?
Because they're Britain. It's from Britain.
Oh, that's wrong. It's British.
Yeah, British.
Sorry.
It says the man explained that he and his wife recently welcomed their first. So, by the way, you're going to notice in the story, the man gave an interview because they referenced the man talking about it, which means he still thinks he's in the right. So just remember this as I'm reading it. The man explained that he and his wife recently welcomed their first child. See, I told you.
Oh, wait. Okay. Now I'm confused. Somebody let him have sex with him?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. Well, hold on. It gets better. With their son being born at 11:05 p.m. on New Year's Eve. He says a nurse handed him a form to fill out to record the child's details. And when he got the date and time of birth, he chose to put 12:05 on January 1st instead because, quote, 1 hour difference wasn't really a problem, says the man. So basically what he's doing is He didn't want, and we'll get to it in the story, but
Okay.
the man did not want his son to be born in the year 2020 because it was such a shit year.
Yeah.
So he wants the kid to be born in 2021 as if it makes a difference. So he was trying to force the date to no, the kid was born at 12:05 a.m.
After COVID was ruining everybody's life.
Exactly. Yeah, because 2021's been great so far. Idiot.
That's the only reason he wanted to do it?
Yes.
Really?
Says, however, he was stopped by the nurse who told him the details must be filled out with the exact time and date, leading to an argument as he claimed he has the power to do so as the child's father. Quote, remember, this is him giving an interview after the fact. He's very proud of this.
I could tell.
Quote, I argued with her about it and told her that she's the one making a huge deal out of it, he said, and that this was unfair to my son because he only lived in 2020 for just an hour. Plus, 2020 was a shitty year. I'm glad it's finally over, and I don't want my son to be associated with it. So adding 2021 would make more sense. After she tried to argue with me, telling me that what I was doing is considered forgery, which, by the way, that is actually forgery. You're forging the birth date of your child.
Yep.
And would cause a huge issue. I said, it wouldn't cause a huge issue. I'm only lying about it by just an hour. She said, you're also changing the date and the year as well. She's right, by the way, right?
Yeah, you are, yeah. You're changing everything.
So here's where he starts to turn more of an asshole, in my opinion. Like, he's already being an ass.
He's getting more Viviton or whatever.
More vitriol.
There you go.
He says, I told her that I'm his dad and I get to say, and I take responsibility for anything that happens. And she said back to me, that's not how it works, and that the form will not be accepted because it contained false information. She got more people involved, including the pediatrician, who disrespected me by raising his voice.
Ooh.
I told them that I'm the parent and I have the authority. So first of all, the pediatrician dared raise his voice at the dad that's in the maternity ward screaming at a nurse about forging documents.
I hope he punched him.
Oh my gosh. It said here's the funny part. So he thinks he has the power because he's now mentioned that he has the authority about 4 times in the story.
Okay.
I just picture him like He-Man, like standing there. I have the power, like screaming it in the halls or something like that.
Raising a sword. I was picturing more like Cartman. Respect my authority. Respect my authority. Respect my authority.
It says, quote, so he thinks he's powerful.
Yeah, no,
He
not
goes,
a douchebag.
It ended with, they just wound up taking the form from me and didn't let me fill it out. Which, by the way, so he thinks he has all this power, and they're like, well, you don't get the form then. He's like, but I
Give me
have
the paper,
power.
young man. Give me the paper. Give me the paper.
So now here's where you could tell why this man, even though he just had a child, is going to be soon divorced, because he also says, remember, this is him talking.
Okay.
My wife said that I embarrassed her and her family by making such a big scene and acting so stupid. He says his family, not even her family, that his family heard about the incident while in the waiting room and condemned him for, quote, ruining everyone's joy and causing his wife to be stressed out. And then here's where you find out that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because now they interview his brother. So the whole family, by the way, thinks that he's an asshole, and they're basically saying, you ruined this perfect day and made it all about you.
You ruined your kid's birth. Okay, well, I mean, he has that right, I guess, but the wife,
he has the authority.
Yeah, he has the authority.
It says, but his brother agreed and told us it was ridiculous for them to focus on the specific time, and said the baby was born in 2020. Also said the baby was born in 2021 because we'll have the whole year to live, but he only lived 1 hour of 2020 because apparently he doesn't understand how this works. Well, then the dad got so mad. So this is all while they're still in the hospital. This is the day of birth. The day of birth.
Okay.
While the mom and the newborn baby were resting, the dad opened up his laptop and took to Reddit to ask for other people's opinions. However, he found that support was in very short supply.
Yes.
One person said, actually, you're just an asshole. And it says, as a parent, you may have authority over your child, but you do not control space and time.
That's true.
A second jokingly asked, I'm in my mid-30s, but I have a whole year to live. So does that mean I'm also born in 2021? So basically, I love how. So imagine this: your family already hates you and thinks that you're an asshole because they're calling you out in the newspaper. Your wife has even said in the report that she thinks you were being an asshole. The doctor, the nurse does.
Yeah.
You're still fighting. So you go to
bingo. I just filled out my asshole bingo card.
Exactly. So you go to Reddit and you think that you're going to get all the support from all the crazy Redditors, and they actually go, no, you're actually a total asshole.
That's freaking hilarious.
While his wife and baby are sleeping, by the way. Like you're supposed to be worried about other things at that moment.
What? Okay, so the biggest question is, what did they name the kid?
The wife should have just put the middle name as the child as 2020, just to rub it into the
Just name him 2020.
So here's the thing, and by the way, if your birthday, and I know this is as someone who's married to someone who's born right on Christmas, basically.
Yeah.
When your birthday is on a holiday, it can a couple of years it'll be cool, but most years it'll suck.
Yep.
And there's really no difference between your birthday being the 31st or the 1st because everyone's partying. They're not partying for you. If your birthday's on the 1st, do you really think people are going to be like,
this guy's an idiot? I mean, I don't know how the taxes work over in the UK because this is in the UK, right?
Yeah, in the UK. Yeah,
in the UK, but I know that if my child was born on December 31st at like 11:05, I get the tax write-off for the entire year.
Boom! I love it. See,
why the hell is this guy fighting it? I was pissed when my daughter was born in January.
Yeah, because you know what? That's actually an excellent point. And you not only get that, but you also get you could still throw the birthday parties on the 31st. Yeah. You could. I mean, I think that the 1st is a boring day. January 1st is like
everybody's hungover.
Everybody's hungover, and you pretend to watch football, but you don't really care about it because there's 87 bowl games, and none of them mean
you eat leftovers. Nobody even makes like regular food on.
Like, besides the day after Thanksgiving, I think they said besides the Super Bowl, I think they said January 1st is the day where more pizzas are ordered because no one feels like cooking and it's just leftovers. And
probably do that tonight, actually.
Pizza. Yeah.
Hey, one quick question before we get out of here. A couple things. Is your wife vaccinated yet?
Daughters? For hepatitis and
COVID.
No. She is not, but they did announce that the local CVS's will have a small amount of doses and it's first come, first serve.
Oh, well, that's cool because nobody in my house or my immediate family in Washington or here have been vaccinated. But I just saw this really fun headline. 9 great apes at San Diego Zoo become first non-humans to receive COVID-19 vaccination.
Well, the state of California has also vaccinated the prisoners already.
Yeah, we suck. Yeah. Why don't we just... Never mind. I don't want to say anything else that can get me incriminated in 30 years when I'm famous.
When you're finally famous. Yeah. You're going to be famous on your deathbed. And you're like, damn it finally happened. And then you're going to hear beep.
But it's going to be the last thing I'm going to say is going to be like, but I wasn't Fat Damon.
Damn it. I know that's going to be the name of this episode. All right. Well, why don't we wrap it up here? Everyone, please go to thisisfunner.com. Check out all the other podcasts, including Conversate With Us, which I just quoted from, where I learned about Chris eating tofu like a sissy lala and Julian going to Africa. And you could also Listen to This, the podcast that's about like a musical history podcast.
Yeah. Next week will be For the Girls. No, that was this week.
No, that was
Rags to Riches was this week.
Rags to
the
Riches.
Girls is next week.
Yes.
It's a good episode. I really, really like it. Because you call everybody stupid or something. So it's kind of fun. So listen to that next week when it comes out or anytime in the middle. Go to This Is Funner and follow me on Twitter, Chris_Donovan. Follow him at Sinatra's Rat Pack on pretty much everything because he's old and weird. Yeah, I've had that Sinatra's Rat Pack handle since I had an AOL address. My AOL was falsified, which, by the way, because I'm too lazy to change anything, whenever I sign into a Microsoft game on my computer, it still brings up friends and it says falsified on there still. Does it? That's awesome. Yeah. I still have AOL Instant Messenger somewhere with all sorts of shit on there. Wow. Jesus. All right, man. Yeah, so we're old is basically what we're saying. No, you're old. I'm hip and cool. Yes, you are. I eat tofu and my daughter goes to Africa. Wow. Yes, that's... My daughter just listened to the song Africa by Toto. And Weezer. Yeah. All right. All right, man. Bye. All right. Later, Fat Damon. Bye. Hey.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.